Thank you so much. So West Point Gold is located in the Walker Lane district of the southern part of Nevada, and it noses down just into the northwestern part of the state of Arizona. What's great about and the opportunity within the Walker Lane is that there's really only two world-class deposits, and the most recent one was my previous company, Corp Gold, which is just outside of Beatty, Nevada, which is just to the northwest of Las Vegas, 90 miles. That is now an Anglo Gold Ashanti coming up on 20 million ounce deposit. What that's really done is it's put a lot of the majors now focusing back in an area that's got a tremendous amount of historical mining from 100 years ago, but it's not really had a lot of modern exploration done. And so this is where the opportunity lies for you that are looking for those world-class deposits that are kind of there, but have not really had the modern day work done to them. So we have a target at Gold Chain just over the state line, 90 miles to the southwest, southeast, I should say, of Las Vegas, and just over the state line. And what we've got there are, let me just see, we've got multiple multi-million ounce targets. We've got a model that's 19.5 million tons to 30 million tons at 2 to 3 grams. Now that is just on a 1 kilometer structure of a 3.4 kilometer system. I'll get into detail on that. We have a well-funded institutional support. Van Eck is now our largest shareholder. They bought in the financing we did in June. They own 12%. We've got experienced management, and we're partnered with Kinross at our Jefferson Canyon project, just 7 kilometers to the east of Round Mountain. Taking a look at, and this is the opportunity where you see a lot of projects don't have this kind of infrastructure around them, where we've got a 4-lane highway going to the southern end of the project. In the middle there, you can see those white lines, which is patented mining ground. We're in a district that's actually got historical mining, but it's also got the Moss Mine, which was just recently put back into production by Mako, who are now a mid-tier that's growing production in the district. All in all, we are just 10 kilometers outside the town of Bullhead City. And you can actually, as you can see on the map there, you can get a McDonald's or a Starbucks coffee and have it still hot by the time you make it to site. We're also a stone's throw away from the Mojave Lake Mojave, and there's a high tension power line going right past the project. Zooming in on the project here, you can see we've got patented claims of 282 acres, and within the larger BLM claim, just under 10,000 acres. What's really interesting here is that we're dealing, as the geologists love, is you've got these structures, and if I can draw some lines along here, you can see there's a structure along here, there's a structure along here, and there's a 15-kilometer structure that goes up this way, and the geologists just love being able to find mineral deposits along these structures. Now, where the work that we've been doing to date, which we're calling the obvious target or the low-hanging fruit, is this Tyro structure, which is just 1 kilometer of 3.4 kilometers. So we've actually, in the past 12 months, drilled 6,000 meters into that, which is just one small section of a district opportunity, which extends over this post-mineralized structure and into the Tyro South and the Tyro East. Taking a look at what we've drilled at Tyro in the past kind of 10 months, you can see there's some pretty amazing holes, which have really, the flagship holes that have really gotten us put on the map of these holes, 47, 48, 49. Essentially what that's done, and they're right on the northern end off this drill pad up here, the hole that was done here in 2023 down here on the south end. So you're seeing that you've got a 1 kilometer structure, is 20 to 40 meters wide, and most importantly, this is near surface. It's a low sulfidation system, which means largely we're going to be potentially and most likely heap leachable. And you're going to see some drill results, especially on this hole 49, which you're going to have a hard time finding any kind of hole that's 30 meters of 9 grams near surface and 60 meters of just under 5 grams anywhere in North America right now. So recently, just a couple of months ago, or a couple of weeks ago, I should say, we put out a model. And as you can see on this model, we're 1 kilometer on just that that Tyro portion of the structure. And this is where the lion's share of the drilling is happening, and we're calling it like the surficial expression. You can see on the north end here, we've got that hole 49, which is 62 meters of 4.73 grams gold. And so we started drilling a few weeks ago, and what we're trying to do is drilling shallow right now. We've started a 1,000-meter drill program right along the surface. It's all within 100 meters of surface. Essentially what we're doing is we're pulling the quality of the mineralization up to surface so that we can get that into hopefully indicated, likely inferred, before we start going deeper on the project. So in a couple of weeks, a new drill is going to arrive, which is going to be able to allow us to drill deeper, and we're going to work on that 50 to 75 meters below that. So just to be clear, we've got 150 meters of depth on the drill program to date, and we're looking at 300 meters for the model. So all of the drilling has been done near surface, very good grade, and as I mentioned, you're going to have a tough time finding that kind of grade anywhere in North America right now. The drill program that's going to start in a couple of weeks is basically going to do a fence of holes right down here. The system keeps plunging. It's open at depth, and it heads towards the north, which I'll get into. Then the drill's going to move to the south end, the southern extension of Tyro, and then we'll bring the drill back and start to drill deep to fill in that block model. So as mentioned, we're looking at about 20 million tons to 30 million tons at 2 to 3 grams. That's the model that we're working from that we released about 3 weeks ago. Taking a look at, this is the historic mining that was done there in the 1980s, and this is actually giving you a great idea of what the mineralization looks like. The high grade is right down here. That's basically where you're looking at the old mining shafts from 100 years ago. The footwall is over here on the left side, and the hanging wall is over on the right side, and that's your 40 meters of mineralization within that structure. And this is, as I mentioned, this is on the southern end of the Tyro structure right now. This is giving you an idea of what the topography looks like, and this is the Tyro vein system. And this, as I mentioned to you, was mined in the 1980s as a heap leach. Taking a look at the cross sections, giving you an idea of what it looks like as we work our way along the structure. This is from the very north end, and this is giving you an idea of what the structure looks like between the footwall on this side and the hanging wall here. And as mentioned, you've got 62 meters of 4.73 grams. And as I mentioned to you, we're doing a shallow drill program right now and basically going down the spine and just drilling deep to drive the ore body to the surface before we go deeper. And as mentioned, this is open at depth. As we work our way south, this is hole number 30. This is giving you an idea that as we're working way south, you can see a hard stop on the footwall on this end, the hanging walls on this end, and this is what essentially we drilled this with Corp last November. We saw that structure of 36 meters at 2 grams. We realized we had what we call interesting intercepts up here, reassayed the hole to surface, and we ended up stretching out that hole with mineralization of almost 100 meter gram intercept on that one too. Where we start to get interesting, and as mentioned, most of the drilling we've done so far to date is along the Tyro zone. This extends on the post-mineralized structure that broke up Tyro, so Tyro extends over here. In the drill program, we're going to drill these holes up on the northern end to go deep. Then we've got drill pads right here that are going to drill some holes going east, believing that the structure does continue on this side of the fault line. We've also got, as mentioned at the outset, there's a 15-kilometer structure that goes along here with historic mining from 100 years ago. As mentioned, Tyro is just this kilometer in here, so there's a tremendous amount of blue sky. Giving you an idea of what the share structure looks like, as Chen mentioned, Chen was sort of thinking the metallurgy came out basically down here. I would say I'd point the finger at the financing. It was a life financing, so there was some free trading stock that came in. Some of the investors that came into that financing basically traded it for the warrant, so they got out of the stock almost right away. That's now digested. You can see the stock is now basically over the last 3 months has based a little bit. We're now drilling. Drill results are imminent, and so I would say that the timing is actually quite good. And as mentioned, Van Eck is now our largest shareholder. Thank you so much.